I'd be truly grateful if you subscribe to Tales Nameless. Your support means so much and inspires me to keep sharing the most chilling horror stories with you. Make sure to subscribe and stay with me until the very end of this episode. There's a little surprise waiting just for you. Chernobyl. A name etched into human history like a wound that never healed. Once a symbol of progress, now a desolate shell, cold and unnervingly quiet. They say the place died in 1986, that no one made it out, that nothing stirs anymore, just weeds pushing through cracked concrete, and radioactive dust that never settles. But what if something still lingers? Faint echoes no one dares to follow, rooms that remain bitterly cold, even in the height of summer. Recurring dreams of faces you've never seen. I went there, I saw it, I heard it, and what I'm about to share isn't folklore. It isn't a ghost story passed around for thrills. These are 26 captivating episodes, witnessed through my own eyes, heard with my own ears, and felt deep in a fear that hasn't yet left me. In each episode, I'll take you further, one step at a time, into a truth that few are willing to face. And with each step, the ground beneath you will feel less certain, what science can't explain and reason won't accept. We'll confront together. Are you prepared? Because from this moment on, you're not just observing a story, you're returning to the dead zone. Are you still there? If you're still listening, if you're still with me, then perhaps you already understand why I had to go back to Pripyat. Not out of curiosity, not even for Ilya anymore, but because I know I will never be free of this until I see it through, until I reach the end. The basement of Building 503 was just the beginning, a fragment shaken loose from a nightmare long forgotten. And the next piece bore the name Bunker 1/7. It doesn't appear on any civilian maps. It only exists in a classified military document I found after hours of digging through digitized archives in Kiev. An emergency signal relay station, never officially activated, or as the state claims, never existed. I had to ask myself, if it never existed, why did the recording from Building 503 mention it? Why did Ilya write in his final note, Bunker 1/7, Northern Tree Line? I am no longer sure if I'm searching for Ilya or a part of my own memory that was never mine to begin with. But I had to go. I had to know. April 14th. The sky hung low and grey like a morning shroud. I left base at 6 a.m., carrying only the oldest, most reliable equipment I trusted. The kind that couldn't be hacked, couldn't be scrambled by strange signals. Analog GPS, battery-powered radio, and the paper map folded into quarters in my inner jacket pocket. And as I entered the northern forest of Pripyat, everything began to distort. Trees stood unnaturally straight like soldiers at attention. Their trunks aligned, their branches reaching skyward in a silent salute. The dry leaves beneath my boots lay unnaturally flat, like a neatly arranged funeral carpet. No wind, no birds, no insects. I had heard about biological dead zones, areas where ecosystems are shattered by radiation, but here there was no sign of contamination. The Geiger counter I carried remained silent. The only thing dead was the sound. I paused in the middle of the forest, closing my eyes. Nothing. Nothing. It felt as though I had crossed an invisible threshold, stepping out of the living world and into some forgotten silent reality. As I pushed deeper into the forest, I began to notice things. Small things, but unsettling. Shadows that didn't align with the trees. Whispers in the air that weren't mine. My breath turned visible despite the mild spring air, like the cold itself was being exhaled by the ground beneath me. The feeling of being watched grew stronger, like the forest itself had awakened, and its gaze was fixed upon me. When I found the rusted steel hatch beneath the roots of a fallen tree, I hesitated for a few minutes. Something deep within me whispered, "Don't open it." It felt like placing my hand on a coffin I couldn't be sure was empty. I remembered Ilya then, his face, his laugh echoing through the hollow ruins we once explored together. He had always been the bold one, the one who stepped into the shadows first. I could almost hear him, his voice tinged with a reckless confidence. "Come on, are you afraid of ghosts?" And for a moment I felt a pang of loss, not just for him but for the part of myself that had followed him fearlessly into the unknown. But I opened it anyway. The metal screamed as it swung open, a long drawn-out wail like the death rattle of a forgotten soul. As I began descending the spiral staircase, my flashlight flickered over damp, crumbling concrete walls. I realized I had been holding my breath, as if my body instinctively knew that breathing in this place was a bad idea. Each step down felt like another pulse of dread, like my heart was slowing with every descent. Not from fatigue, but from fear. Fear of what exactly? The decrepit staircase? The darkness below? Or perhaps myself? The deeper I went, the tighter my head felt. No sound, not from outside, not within my own mind. I could almost hear the blood rushing through my veins. When I reached the bottom and stepped into the main corridor, I froze. Broken walls, scorched wires hanging like burnt nerves. Dark streaks of dried blood splashed across the cracked ceiling. And at the far end of the corridor, a small room flickering with a faint sickly green glow, like the light from deep stagnant water. The signal transmitter, old, cracked, covered in dust and dried blood, was still operational. It felt as though it had been waiting for me. 1/7/503 and... The signal crackled, a mechanical whisper echoing through the stale air. I snapped a few photos, jotted down notes, and powered down the projector. I left no trace. I woke nothing that should remain sleeping. I climbed out of the bunker at exactly 1936. Night had fallen. The forest was still, but in my mind the signal still played on loop. 1/7/503, and I don't know if they are coordinates, radio frequencies, or something else. All I know is that they are still calling, they are still active, and someone or something is still listening. Next episode, Theta. The abandoned control room in the dead forest. Thank you for listening and staying with me until the end of this episode. What do you think will happen next in the upcoming episode? Share your predictions in the comments below. And don't forget to show your support, like, share, and let me know your thoughts. Most importantly, hit that subscribe button to help this channel grow so I can keep bringing you even more thrilling, chilling, and spine-tingling horror stories. Once again, thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next episode.